Hello, Aries, and welcome to your June new moon reading. This is a collective reading for all Sun, Venus, or moon placements in Aries, as well as Aries rising or your ascendant. If you're not sure of your planetary placement, you can search the internet for a free natal chart, enter your information, and they'll produce that for you. I've pre-shuffled the cards and I've cleansed the space and these decks of cards. I'll be using this tarot deck, Tina Gong's tarot deck today, and at the end I'll pull one of these oracle cards from Wisdom of the Oracle deck. The spread for the new moon will be a 5-card spread, but I will also pull clarification cards as needed. Right now we're in a darkening phase. The moon is waning. We're in the waning crescent moon stage, right before that dark of the moon glimpse. The new moon will happen on around about the 18th, depending on where you are. Okay, let's see. Let me do this one more time. What does Spirit have to tell Aries for setting intentions for the new moon cycle? Oh goodness, we're starting out with the Ten of Cups. This is the energy surrounding you during this stage of the game. And then we have your focus is going to be the Three of Pentacles. Your spirit message is the Empress. I don't do reversals. Your action is going to be the Queen of Pentacles. We don't have any swords yet, Aries. Oh, I'm sorry. I mean wands. There we have some. 5 of Wands. That's your possible final outcome. So let's begin, and I'll start pulling clarification cards as needed. So the energy surrounding you is that of setting intentions regarding your best possible happiness and fulfillment, dream come true. The 10 is the completion of a cycle, and so perhaps with the various moon phases, you've taken steps higher and higher and higher and higher toward your ultimate goal. And it looks like for whatever this cycle represents, whichever growth pattern you were working on or focusing on, it looks like it's ready to close. It's ready for completion. And that is the energy surrounding you to sort of pull together things that you've learned. And since we're in the waning crescent moon phase, which is the phase right before the new moon, this is a time when we're supposed to step back and relax, rest, reflect. So this energy is very supportive of that. Think back over the past moon cycles, the progress that you've made. Be grateful. Set your gratitude for the progress, the steps that have brought you forward. Thank your spirit for, thank God or the universe, your spirits, your ancestors, whoever is you feel like guided you in this process. Whenever you thought of them, tuned into them, thank them for their assistance in helping you move forward. No matter how small, no matter how little tiny those baby steps were. And then you can start reflecting on the intentions you want to set for this cycle. And I have a feeling this is the closing, the completion of the cycle. So this last new moon before things change for you. You know, you just finished the two full moons, one on, I think it was May 5th, and then another on June the 3rd. The May 5th one happened in Scorpio and was an eclipse moon. So it sort of forced a purging, letting go of things that, ooh, 7 of Cups and 7 of Pentacles. I was about to clarify for this, so let me just put these over there. This one and this one. You were forced to purge and let go of things that were not working for you. And that happened in your 8th house of shared finances. Also in terms of introspection, your inner depths, mysteries, how you were evolving. Because this last growth cycle, during that cycle, you have changed, you've evolved. So there may be some realignment necessary here. But the 7 of Cups says that you have a lot of options in front of you. And I'll get to this focus in a minute. A lot of options in front of you. Some are just fantastical. They're just fantasy or wishful thinking. Others, some may not be all that great for you. This one involves death and rebirth, the completion of a cycle. It looks like this one is Wands energy right there. You have earth, earth energy, your earthly resources. This looks like water right there, the moon, mysteries, depth, and you have the sun, happiness. There's some fire energy. Okay, many, many choices in front of you, and a purpose for this cycle then could be to narrow down. You know that this one's coming to a close, and now to start brainstorming and then narrowing down what you wanted to do for this new moon cycle, the intentions you wanted to set and start working on manifestation. This card, the Seven of Pentacles, this is more earth energy, and it does imply a stopping point, reevaluation of how far you've come so far. Looking at your progress, what helped, what hindered, and deciding what you want to tweak, what else you want to bring into the picture. So these are the energies that are surrounding you now for this darkening moon phase, for when you are sort of stepping back and looking at everything, considering. This is a time when you need to consider all kinds of possibilities. That's that Seven of Cups card. All kinds of possibilities, and gather your thoughts and explore your thoughts and feelings about the past and about the future, about where you're headed. Okay, Three of Pentacles. This needs to be your focus. So I have a feeling with this and with this that it's about your material resources, which can involve so many different things. The first thing people think of is their finances, how they budget their bank accounts, their salaries, income, property, investments, all kinds of things that are related to, and it can be people too, people that support you in your day-to-day life and helping you achieve what you want to achieve. So anything that you consider an asset. And the Three of Pentacles means that you've taken some steps forward. You're not an apprentice anymore. You're not even a novice. You're to the point in your progress that you can rely on your own expertise to a certain extent, because you've gained some skills, some talents. You've practiced what you have preached to others in terms of how to manage your mundane resources, your everyday resources. And this also involves security. So your focus now is on taking that skill set, moving it forward to the next level of expertise. And you have the energy here to support that. Let's get some clear. Oh, look at what's on the bottom of the deck. Eight of Swords. You also need to get rid of some self-limiting beliefs. No, this is on your shadow card. I'm going to put this up here. Self-limiting beliefs. You are caught in a mental cycle of believing that you are only capable of certain things, that either you don't deserve other things, or you're not capable of achieving them, or luck is not with you, but you have some self-limiting beliefs that you'll have to work on this cycle. Okay, so Three of Pentacles. Let me get a little bit of elaboration here on this. Okay, Four of Pentacles. Four of Pentacles, from the 3 to the 4, so your focus. Four of Pentacles sometimes warns us of holding on too tightly to something that we have earned or saved or gained in terms of material resources, and being afraid that we're going to lose them. And fear is what causes self-limiting beliefs. We're afraid of losing. We're afraid of not being successful. But the energy that is surrounding you, the energy that Spirit and the universe is supporting you with, says yes, absolutely there will be success. Now notice this is a rainbow above ground and reflected in the pool of water below. And do you see how their hands are, how the hands of the universe are sort of there to help you shape this energy? They want you to shape this energy to achieve your success. So do not feed into this sort of miserly energy that's guided by fear, because your goal, your shadow work for this cycle here, is to replace these self-limiting beliefs with some intentions and affirmations that are very positive and help you focus on what can be done and what you would like to be done. Okay, let's move to the Empress. This is your message from the universe. Spirit messages. What they're telling you is, this is not you. You notice that none of those swords are creating a prison around her. She can walk right out. The bindings are loose. The blindfold, she put the blindfold on herself. And they're saying to open up your vision for this divine feminine energy. And none of these cards are either female or male. There's no gender specificity here. This is about energy. This energy is the divine feminine. It's the stereotypical energy of what we think when we think the perfect nurturer, the one who gives and gives and gives. And this Empress does that. Nurturing, love, emotional fulfillment, along with your subconscious. This is one of the major arcana energies. And this energy has a more impactful influence as well as longer duration than these other day-to-day energies do. So it looks like for your overall goal, you're moving toward, but I feel like this is nurturing yourself. And you know what? That we're in the stage, in the darkening of the moon, when we're in that waning phase, that is the time to attend more to your self-care, because you have let yourself slip into some negative thinking. You see the stars surrounding her head for enlightenment. And you have fertility here. The Empress brings creativity, fertility for new ideas, for life-generating activities. Spirit is saying, this is you. This is you. Remember who you are. Remember who you are. And tap into this power. Let's see how that is going to help when you empower yourself with self-love and emotional fulfillment. Oh, part of that is setting boundaries. The Seven of Wands is about setting boundaries and standing firmly, defending them. Setting boundaries is really easy. It's easy to say, okay, I'm going to take 10 minutes to myself every day. I'm going to go into my room, close the door, warn everybody that I'm in there. I'm trying to meditate, or I'm journaling, or I'm just relaxing, closing my eyes and reflecting, whatever it is. It's easy to say that. And then comes that I just have one question. I just needed one thing. So it's hard to stick to your boundaries. And this is saying that in order to get back, to get that inner power back, you're going to have to set those boundaries, and then you will have to defend them. And I have a feeling that this is related to the intentions you're going to set for the new moon. So right now, rest, repose, set your boundaries. Do not give in, unless for emergencies, of course, but not just perceived emergencies, acknowledged emergencies. And take that time to yourself. Take that time to yourself so you can start exploring all of your options and what do you want to focus on. And it looks like it's going to be your material resources, your security, your work, perhaps your work environment. But of all the ways that that can be achieved, you are going to be reflecting on that so that you can narrow it down. Because on the new moon, right now, even though you may feel a little tired, worn out, low energy in general, when that new moon gets here, you're going to get new energy because it's the beginning of a new cycle. You're going to be inspired and refreshed. You're going to be very forward thinking, and you want to be prepared for that. The only way you can do that is to reflect on what you've let go, what hasn't worked for you, what will work for you, and what you want to focus on, and then how you're going to do that. Okay, so Seven of Wands, you're setting those boundaries. Okay, let's look at the Queen of Pentacles. So this is the action that is recommended that you take. How will you take action to become the Queen of Pentacles? I mean, yes, you're the Empress too. This is your divine higher consciousness. But in the earthly realm, how are you going to achieve this Queen of Pentacles status? The Queen is the essence of her suit. She's the essence of earth energy. In a way, she's like the little junior version of this, because the earth energy is about growth and expansion. Well, speaking of which, where is your Jupiter? Jupiter's in Taurus, and that is your second house, of course, money and resources. Okay, so you're being given the energy, and you're going to take the focus of becoming a master, the essence of being able to manage your material resources and your security, your career, your work ethic, your self-worth, remembering who you are, not your weaker moments. And we all have these moments, folks. Whenever we're tired, stressed out, we start feeling like we're in a trap. We've trapped ourselves, or someone's trapped us, or something has trapped us, and we can fall into this negative energy so easily. So your goal then is to start empowering yourself, loving yourself, nurturing yourself, so that you can become, in this earthly realm, you can become the Queen of Pentacles. You will take those material resources and you will manage them for the betterment of your domain, which literally would be your castle, but it's any part of your domain that includes people you care about, that you rely on, so that it's for the welfare of all, including yourself. Let's get some clarification on this. No, let's do this one. So how will this occur? You're going to set your intentions according to this, and then you're going to prepare for action. Your action plan won't come until right after the new moon, as the moon, the illumination of the surface starts increasing and increasing, and we call that the waxing phases. So once the waxing of the moon's illumination begins, you're going to be ready to implement an action plan. All this reflecting and the setting of intentions will ready you for an action plan, and there's no better support than the King of Wands. The King of Wands, he is the essence of his element, which is fire, as it applies to the outward kingdom. The Queen applies it to her inner self and her domain. He applies it out. And by the way, I think I said no gender specificity here. It can be either sex. King of Wands, you're going to have all the inspiration, that fire energy, which you are very much at home with. The King of Wands is represented by Leo, Aries, but it could also represent that fire energy that you're using as well, because you're a fire sign. So you've got the King of Wands here, and that means inspiration, energy. This is the new moon phase. You're setting your intentions. You've got new energy because of that, and also design and planning. So when you are setting your action plan, and by the way, intentions and action plans on paper are much clearer to the universe than just miscellaneous thoughts rolling around in your head. To be able to check the written word, because our minds, they're full of so many things. They're great for creating and thinking and finding patterns and making connections, but they're not good as nice storage units. Whereas when you write something down, you clarify your thoughts, you set your priorities, you make it clear to the universe. Well, you're honoring your intentions. You're letting the universe know, I'm taking these seriously. Look, I'm writing them down. I'm revising. I'm crossing out, redoing, setting my priorities, because I intend to follow up. And an action plan during that waxing phase is what tells you, reminds you that you're serious as well. Now, there are a couple of downloadable guides for you if you wanted to know what you could do during each phase of the 8 phases of the moon, as well as the dark moon, which is not official. That an official phase is that last little bitty sliver of light before the new moon. I've given you a guide that sort of summarizes all the energies present during each phase, as well as the purpose of energies and action taking, and then activities or actions you can take to help manifest. Okay, let's move to the final outcome then. 5 of Wands. 5 of Wands represents sort of a friendly competition. And that would make sense, given that once you get into that waxing phase of the moon where the illumination is growing brighter and brighter, that's going to be a period of sharing. And sharing can mean all kinds of things. It's not just posting in social media. It's also talking to others about what you're working on, not too much, because then you can fall into the cycle of letting talking replace action. But sort of sharing with others that you're also working on a particular thing, and then maybe you work on it together. But this is the sharing phase of your building your expertise. And if it's at work, it could be in a new project, a department you were transferred to, or maybe your department was taken over by somebody else and it's enlarging. But moving out of your comfort zone, moving out of your comfort zone. And you're not in, this is not, the Five of Wands is not a dirty fight. It's fighting fairly. And competition hones our skills. It gives us self-awareness. We find out more about where we need to improve and get better. But let's get a clarification card here on this final outcome. The Hanged Man. Yes, so after you share and after you get a feeling for how others are doing in similar paths, you're going to use that information. You're going to reflect for the next cycle, after the full moon, when you truly start manifesting, the moon starts darkening again, and you're going to go into a waiting cycle. Is that the full story of this? Or this creates a waiting cycle where you're taking a different perspective? And by the way, he's not in pain. He's suspended. The Hanged Man has suspended himself. And that serpent represents enlightenment, spiraling upwards. Do you see the orb around his head? That reflects mysteries revealed, secrets revealed, gathering new information, new ways of looking at things. And that happens from when you have achieved that sharing status where others are aware of your expertise and progress and either work with you or want you to support them in their work because they consult with you. And that puts you out there in the world. And you can start looking at your progress and analyzing your progress by examining different ways that things are done. That's what this friendly competition is about. You're looking at, well, that works for so-and-so. I wonder if that could work for me. Would I need to tweak it? That's what this is about. So this friendly competition is going to lead way to more perspectives for you when you take the time out to examine those. Let's see what else we have here. Because you're going to learn. Pages are learners. I love the pages. They have open hearts, open minds. And notice, this is Pentacles. It's your earthly resources. There's your wand. Here's your wand energy, by the way, Aries. This is you right here. You're standing up for what you believe. Remember, you're ruled by Mars. You're not afraid of conflict. You're standing up for what you want to do, for the boundaries you're going to set. You are using all of your natural enthusiasm and inspiration and energy during that new moon setting of intentions. And then you're getting out there in the world and you're looking at how they do things too, how it works for them. But ultimately, it's for the purpose of this earthly security. You may have a lot of earth sign placements in your chart. It could be that you've got Venus, Moon. Maybe your Mars is in an earth sign, which would be Capricorn, Virgo, or Taurus. Let me get one more clarification card. But yes, this Page of Pentacles, you are going to learn from all of this stepping back and looking at it from different viewpoints. It may turn your world topsy-turvy, but you will find enlightenment. Let's get one more clarification card here. And we have the Queen of Wands. Okay, queenly energy, folks. The Queen of Wands, this is you again. And notice now, we've got the King and the Queen of Wands. And I don't know if that means that you're going to work really closely together with a partner at work. Both of you wanting to use your energy, your fire, your inspiration, and your planning and design. Because the Wands, they're not necessarily reckless. After all, you've got this waiting card here. The Hanged Man. You're going to think and plan. During this introspection stage, this taking perspectives, you will consult with each other, you will plan, and you'll see how to best use your resources for this new moon cycle. This looks like a very productive new moon cycle for you, but also I think it's a real game changer. You're going to empower yourself again, remember who you are, and as the saying goes, she remembered who she was, and it changed the game. She or he, however you identify here. And you're going to have lots of options for fulfillment, because this is the energy. You're completing one cycle of fulfillment and you're ready to begin on that next level. Let's get a card. Oops, there goes my crystal. A card for clarification here from this deck. I've already shuffled it. And let's see. Our last spirit message here to sum things up is thinker. Thinker. I always think of the Hanged Man as a thinker. You know that statue I wrote down where he's leaning on his knees. What number is this one? This is number 44. He's leaning on his knees, propped his head up on his fist, and he's thinking. Well, this is my major arcana card that represents the thinker, is the way I look at it. Okay, I've already forgotten the number I'm looking for. 44. Here we go. Thinker. Your essential meaning, strategy, being analytical and logical. Okay? Now that is swords energy, and you didn't have any swords here, but this is telling you that, yes, use some of that air energy. If you have air in your chart, especially because air is analytical. It thinks. It wants you to use this right here. Now the Hanged Man is Neptune, which means going deep. Water, some water energy there. The Oracle's message, the ability to reason and strategize is the focus now. So when you're here in your focus, you want to do it with careful thought and planning. But you know what? The Wands, you're not going to be, their talent is planning and strategizing. It's just that Spirit wants you to make sure that it's based on logic and it's not all emotional. Don't put too much emotion behind it. Keep your inspiration, but make sure that you employ your logical facets too. Take things at face value and follow the logical path. Your calculations will prove to be correct, for in this moment there is no deeper meaning than what is obvious. Things are exactly as they seem. Okay, we didn't have any. We had one thing of mystery here, and that was in this cup. So it looks like you're not going to have to dig very deep when you're making your plans, setting your intentions for this new moon. You're going to be able to move forward, analyze what you see, and go with it. Go with it. After some reflection here to slow you down. Okay, Aries, that's what I have for you this month. No, there was one more thing I was going to tell you. Because the new moon is happening in Gemini. That is why they gave us this card. Communication, the mind. It's in your third house. Your third house is an air sign, Gemini, and at least for Aries rising. That's based on if you have Aries rising. And it's communication here between these two. It's the mind and thinking. So that's exactly why Spirit wanted to let you know this is where the new moon is happening in this house. So using that energy of that placement is what is going to help you set those intentions. Okay, now I get it. Now I get it. All right. Well, that's it then, Aries. I hope you have fun and gain a lot from this new moon cycle. I hope this helped you set your intentions. Don't forget the 2 downloadables I've offered. And if you liked, if you connected, then please give me a thumbs up. Consider subscribing. And I look forward to reading for you again. Thank you so much.